going for a walk. It's super windy, but here where it's all enclosed, you know, where's the basically forest, it's okay. I'm not sure where this is going. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, my name is George Schlacek, also known as the one and only. Don't ask. Or I gotta get something off my chest. That's the proper way of putting it. If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm in the process of fixing up a pickup truck, and it's basically done. It's at the point where I would like to drive it on the road. So I called my insurance broker. Hello? Thinking that this was going to be a quick thing to do, you know, just put me back on a policy, or maybe even the same policy, because, you know, I had a pickup truck insured with a certain company that this broker represents for I don't know how many years. Never had a claim, have a good driving record, never had a ticket or anything like that. No accidents, no nothing, no problem, right? Big hole in the embankment there. So I didn't have a very good week, I want to tell you. Well, it started off with me trying to put 2 tires on my truck. I bought nice tires, used ones, but they're nice. Well, first thing that happened is the tire that I was trying to put on was so tight, it wouldn't go on, and eventually it led to me cutting into the bead, and the bead got deformed. So I scrapped a tire, and since I like to have 2 matching tires on each axle, well, I went back to the tire shop, bought 2 tires, had them put on right there. It was reasonably priced. I have a good tire shop in Edmonton. Then, yeah, I was doing body work on the truck. Because the temperature is colder now, the primer doesn't dry like it did before, so it cool off, get dark, the primer wouldn't dry. So last night I was actually out there with a hair dryer drying this primer, and then sometime during the night it started raining, and this primer that I have, it doesn't tolerate that very well. So yeah, I have to redo parts of that. Not the end of the world, it's just those minor things. But the big kicker this week, guys, I tried to get insurance on the truck. I was with an insurance company for many, many years, never had a claim, had a very low rate. It was something like $63 a month. I was very happy with them. You know, I have kind of a love-hate relationship with insurance. I'm happy when they leave me alone. I get really irritated when they increase the rates, because, you know, the more time goes on and you don't make a claim, the rates should lower, because they know you, they know you're not a huge risk to them. I felt that I was being served really well by this company, but the rate actually never really went down. It just kind of more or less stayed at a low level. But yesterday when I phoned my insurance broker, I said, look, my truck got stolen 2 years ago. Maybe you remember me. I had to cancel my insurance because I didn't have a vehicle. Right away he says, you didn't have insurance for 2 years? That's not good, he says. He says, first of all, your old insurance company is, well, they don't accept new drivers. New driver. Who's the new driver? No. In their mind, right now, I'm like a brand new driver. No experience, 0 on their scale. And today he called me back and he had an offer, and it's from the same insurance company that had me for ever. So I thought this was going to be okay, right? They had me for X amount of years. They know my record. They know, they got paid by me every month, never had to spend anything on it. So I must have been a really good deal for them. They made me an offer. You want to know what it is? just about triple what I used to pay. I was expecting an increase, definitely, but I wasn't expecting triple the rate. So now my truck adventure has a whole different dimension to it that I wasn't expecting. I have to call around for car insurance now. See if any insurance company will offer me something better, something that I can actually afford without having to worry about running my little handyman business into bankruptcy, because, you know, the slow period of the year is coming up. And while I have savings, they're not that big. I'm still recovering from the theft of the truck. So when I was on the phone with this insurance agent, I told him, look, how can they consider me a new driver? The driving experience I have is over 40 years. He just said, well, they don't care. It's just, you know, they have their own thing. And I actually looked this up, and in some provinces in Canada, it's actually illegal to give you a rate based on a gap, what they call a gap, an insurance gap. He made it sound like, well, how come you didn't have car insurance? I don't know why it's so hard to understand that you don't need car insurance when you don't have a vehicle. And that you don't really lose all your driving skills and everything just because you haven't driven your own vehicle for a couple of years. It's quite beautiful here. And there aren't a lot of people. Well, basically, I see parallels between the insurance business and organized crime. It's because you do not have a choice. You do need liability insurance, and this is all I'm asking them for. Basic liability insurance. $189, $190 a month for an old pickup truck. Yeah, I'm walking on a beautiful trail and I'm talking to you about insurance. It's a joke, isn't it? So operating a car in Alberta without car insurance is, of course, a crime. And I agree with that, because you could cause somebody harm in excess of millions of dollars if things go really bad. And there's only insurance that can cover that. So yeah, up to this point, all I have is one insurance quote. There are many, many companies on the market, but there are certain rules that they all apply. And what struck me really funny, I called a guy this morning that was a head office of an insurance company that is in a different province. It's in the province of Ontario, 4,000 kilometers away from here. And as soon as I say my address, he knows exactly who I am and what my name is, what my insurance was for, and all of this kind of. And this almost gives me the creeps, guys. They have access to information, and he could probably find out at a click of a button what insurance quote I was given and what the reasoning behind it was and whatnot. So that's the reason I'm not all that hopeful. Car insurance in Alberta, it's not good. The government does not do their part in ensuring that people are treated in a fair manner, because they're basically on board with stuff like that. free enterprise needs to be free to do this kind of stuff. What they're forgetting is that it kind of leads to a lack of competition where the big players basically have everyone by the throat. And I'm saying this without really knowing. Are insurance companies owned by large investment companies? I know I sound like I'm just whining here and stuff, and I should just dig deeper and finance this, just... Yeah, it's almost like I have to take out a loan to afford my car insurance. This is how bad it is. And another thing I'm wondering about is, say I would have kept my old insurance, perhaps with my old truck and stuff, and I would have caused a huge accident. 4 or 5 car pileup with injuries, perhaps fatalities. It's a hypothetical scenario, and of course I hope this will never happen. And I can almost guarantee you that with the way I drive, the chances are very, very slim of anything like that happening. But let's say it had happened with my old truck. Bad day, whatever. I have the feeling that my insurance would have increased, yes. But I have the feeling it wouldn't have tripled. Now, somebody explain that reasoning to me. To me, it seems like something where they give you a quote just because they want to get rid of you. They don't want to serve you because whatever reason. But I can't see the reason, because they have received money on a monthly base out of my account directly. They were authorized to take it out of my account without me having to sign anything. Pre-authorized debit. And all they ever had from me was money. Now the insurance agent made it sound like, oh, they're doing you a favor. They're going to take you back because you were there and you had a good record and stuff. My question is, who would be doing who a favor? The way I see it, I'd be doing them a favor by paying them money for something they're not doing. They never had to compensate me for anything. When the truck got stolen, I was told bluntly that I wasn't insured for that. And of course I knew that. Never costs anything to ask though, right? Where is the reasoning for this increase? I mean, they must know that I will not sign that. I will not buy this insurance unless it's the only one. And that's another thing that kind of worries me. What if all the quotes I get are in that range, or they're just as expensive or even worse? Is that even possible? I mean, how much can it cost to insure an old pickup truck for liability on the road? Basic liability, nothing else. It shouldn't be in the $2,000 range for a year. Now, the other thing I asked my insurance broker, well, if I was to buy this insurance, when will it stop? When will it go down back to a reasonable rate? And I didn't get an answer for that. That also leads me to the question, like, have you ever seen your car insurance decline despite having a good record, no tickets, no problems, no claims? The only way that I have ever seen this in my life was if I shopped around. I shopped for a different insurance company. If you have any thoughts on this, I would like to know your opinion, and especially if you have any tips for me. Where else can I go? I mean, there are tons of insurance companies online, but you can send away on certain sites where you fill in your information and they get you a whole bunch of quotes, all from the same online site, and there's actually no way to really disclose your 2-year gap, so you'd actually have to talk to them on the phone or in person or whatever. And well, I did one of them, and it just said bluntly, well, we're sorry, there's no quotes for you. I canceled my insurance, something like that. Like, they don't like you to cancel insurance ever. And it makes no sense, because if you don't own a car, why would you keep the insurance on it, you know? Anyways, I thought I'd share this with you. So I'm hoping that within a week or so I have much better news. I'll be driving this truck. I'm still hopeful for this. I don't even want to think of the alternative because I basically spent my summer slaving away, and I don't want to call it that because it's a process I enjoy. I find it really rewarding how far it's come and how good it looks now and how good it actually runs. But this is an obstacle that I wasn't prepared for. And now I have to just wait and see what I can come up with. And I have to make more phone calls, definitely. Oh, this is kind of steep. I might slip. And slip I did, but not too bad. I'm gonna walk right along this big wall. So sorry about the negative vibe of this video because I just can't help it, guys. It is just fresh. The last couple of days, the shock happened. Today was a big one to swallow with triple the rate that I was paying before. I can handle a 30% increase. Yeah. I didn't have insurance. I basically said to you guys, sorry, I don't need you. Bye-bye. Ding me for it. It's fine. But triple the rate? Now you're being ridiculous. So hopefully you can give me a thumbs up. If you know somebody who you think had the same situation going on a while ago and they found a good way of solving it, well, what you can do is share my video with them, and then perhaps they can watch it and leave me a comment. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. Car insurance in this province is sleazy, I tell you, sleazy. So hopefully in the next video I'll have good news for you. Thanks for checking out the video on the screen right now, and I'll see you very soon.